what we're going to do is have this connect to a database. So in order to do that, I have to go up to dev mode and then click turn on dev mode. And it has this little video explaining what Wix Corvid is, which the name is kind of unfortunate because this came out before COVID, so I always think of COVID every time I see this, but it's Corvid. I'm surprised they haven't rebranded it, but anyway. So that thing pops up, and now when I click on this gallery, you see there's all this code and stuff. I'm going to collapse this, but there's this little snake-looking thing, which says connect to data. So if I click that, it's going to ask me to create a data set. But what I need to do is I actually have to have a database first, because right now it's got these other databases which are for the contact form. But I need an actual database for all my music. So I need to do one step first. And this little content manager pops up automatically. This is where we're going to find the database stuff. So right now, like I mentioned, these are the contact forms. I'm going to create a new collection. And this is going to be for my albums. So introducing content collection, blah, 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 blah. So you can use this for stores or for galleries or for anything you want. Anytime you have a list of things, you use a database. So I'm going to call this albums and click create collection, and it opens up the database feature for me. All right, so if you've ever used a spreadsheet, a database essentially works the same way. So we have our title, and I'm going to click properties, and I'm just going to call this album. Okay, and it has all these other fields which we don't necessarily need to worry about. If I click plus, the next one I'm going to call album art. And instead of text, I want this to be an image because I'm going to be having images show up there. So I'm going to click save. I'm going to add another one for artist. And that's just going to be text because it's just going to be the name of the artist. And then maybe I'll have release year. And this one is just going to be a number. And I want it to be a number because that's actually going to help me in filtering it later. And I'll create one more, which is going to be called hide. And this is just going to be a Boolean. Basically, a Boolean, if you haven't heard that term, means it either is or it isn't. So it's binary. It's like on or off, yes or no, show or don't show. So in this case, this is going to show up as a checkbox. And so with hide, I'm going to set up the filtering later so that if this box is checked, it will hide it. So if I, for whatever reason, don't want to show a specific album, I can just hide it. Okay, so I think that's enough columns for now. So I'm just going to start with this Kelly Lee Owens track. So by the way, you can just go to genius.com and then just run a search. So what I'm going to do is right-click on the album art, copy image address, and I'm going to see if it lets me import that directly. So if I go to album art, I'm going to click paste image URL, paste it in there, hit enter, and there it is. And then the artist is Kelly Lee Owens, and her album is also called Kelly Lee Owens. And then the release here, let's see what it says on here. Ah, there it is, 2017. So I'm going to copy that, paste that, and I'm not going to hide it, okay? She has another album, which they actually showed down here, which is called Inner Song. So I'm going to right-click, copy image address, and click here, click the dots, paste it in there. Artist, Kelly Lee Owens. This one was released in 2020. So 2020. And the album is called Inner Song. Okay, I'm just gonna add one other. Okay, so now I've got some content for my database. Now, in order for this to show up on the live version, I actually have to publish it. So in order to do that, so they have this thing called Sandbox. And Sandbox refers to basically an area that lets you play around with a bunch of content and data and design and stuff without it being actually finalized. So there's a Sandbox and there's a live version, which they have this cactus and the leaves and the wind showing that there's nothing here. So we have no live database yet. So what we have to do is click Sync Sandbox to Live. And it says you need to publish your site. So I'm like, got it. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to click Publish. And this is the URL it gave me. So just to show you that this isn't going to show up, it's going to show the original stuff from the gallery because I haven't synced the database yet. And I haven't even connected it to this. So I'm going to end the video here. And in the next video, I'm going to connect the data, make the database live, and then we're going to publish it.